Good morning, children. Today we will be doing chapter 3, the Northern Plains. This will be our first part. Okay, the Northern Plains. What do we understand about the Northern Plains, children? This is the portion which is the Northern Plains. Okay, this is a part of our physical divisions of India. And a part of it is the Northern Plains. So this portion is the Northern Plains. What do we find in the Northern Plains? We know that plains are low-lying flat lands. The Northern Plains occupy most of the northern and eastern India. These plains are fertile since they are watered by the perennial rivers which flow down from the Himalayas. The alluvium deposits by the rivers make the plains fertile and suitable for agriculture. Because lots of rivers flow through this place, the land is very fertile and they bring down good soil from the mountains and they are known as the alluvium soil. Okay. Water from these rivers is used for irrigating the fields. Now children, it is easy to irrigate the fields around these places. Now let us see few pictures. See, these are the mountains and the river is flowing down. And when the river flows down from nearby places, they are like this. It is the best place to cultivate your crops. It is a picture which shows it has been plowed just before the crops are to be set, seeds are to be sown. This is a way of irrigating the land. This is one way. The second way is also like this. They have showers in between and they irrigate the land. And the third way, this is one of the ways in the acres where there is no water, they make a stream sort and they pull the water and they make drains kind of things, and then the field is getting watered throughout. Also they make like this channels like this and they do the irrigation. This is another way of irrigating the land. Both the sides are getting water from this water. So both the fields are getting irrigated. Okay, let's go back to our chapter. Since the plains provide the means of livelihood to people, many people settle here. Towns and cities develop mostly along the banks of the rivers and the river basins. Okay, here children, we've got some letters, some words written in red. So we have to learn these. These are the meanings of the words. Perennial rivers that flow throughout the year, means it doesn't get dried up. It flows throughout the year. Alluvium, the silt or clay that is left behind the rivers. Irrigation, to practice of supply water to the fields for agriculture. Okay. Now, what is a river basin? A river basin is an area watered by the tributaries. Now, children, you can underline this. You can underline this over here. A river basin is an area watered by a river and its tributaries. Means the river is flowing and this area is being watered. Okay, so this is the river basin. The three major basins of the Northern Plains in India are the Indus Basin, the Ganga Basin and the Brahmaputra Basin. Now children, you have to underline this full paragraph from the river basin to the Brahmaputra Basin. Why? Because first it says about the river basin, then it says how many kinds of basins are there. There are three major basins, the Indus Basin, Ganga Basin and the Brahmaputra Basin. Okay. The river Indus originates in the Tibetan plateau. Again, you have to underline over here. The river Indus originates in the Tibetan plateau. It flows through 3 countries, namely India, Pakistan and China. In the northern plains, the main tributaries of Indus are the rivers Chenab, Jhelum, Satluj, Beas and Ravi. These rivers flow through Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh. Okay children, now we will learn about the glacier. What is the glacier? A glacier, I will like to show you a picture on this. A glacier is this. This is the way a glacier is formed. Over here you see the mountains are there. When it starts snowing, the snow keeps on falling and it doesn't get the time to melt. So when the snow keeps on accumulating in a place, it becomes stiff, exactly the way we freeze the water in our refrigerator. Okay, it becomes ice. Every day when it's snowing, it's getting accumulated. Okay, and hence it becomes like this. This is another glacier, and here you can see the river. And when the sun shines brightly, it starts melting. And if the glacier melts too much, then it becomes very hot. Okay. Now let us see. The Gangotri glacier in the Himalayas is the source of the river Ganga. It flows through the states of Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, Bihar, Uttarakhand and West Bengal, where it branches out into small streams called distributaries. So again underline from here children, branches out into small streams called distributaries. Okay, what are distributaries? From the river, when small streams are going here and there, it branches out. That means it branches out. It is called the distributaries. Few tributaries of Ganga are Yamuna, Gomti, Ghaghara, Kosi and Gandak. Some of the rivers that meet Ganga from the south are Son, Chambal and Betwa. Again over here we have tributary, which is the meaning a river flowing into a larger river. Okay. Brahmaputra basin. Now children, where is river Brahmaputra? River Brahmaputra is it flows through Assam over here. You see this blue mark over here? This is river Brahmaputra. It is flowing through Nepal, Tibet and Bhutan. It's not touching Bhutan, and it is coming down from the Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, and it is entering the Bay of Bengal. It is also in Bangladesh. And from here is the Ganga. Okay. So let us go back. This is one of the scenes of Brahmaputra river. The Brahmaputra basin. The river Brahmaputra originates in Tibet. Underline this portion children. The river Brahmaputra originates in Tibet. It enters India through the state of Arunachal Pradesh, where it is called river Dihang. It is known as river Dihang. Again underline, in Arunachal Pradesh it is called Dihang and flows into Assam as Brahmaputra. The Brahmaputra branches its into distributaries before draining into the Bay of Bengal. The Ganga and the Brahmaputra river form the world's largest delta, known as the Sundarban Delta. We all have heard about Sundarban, where we have got the Royal Bengal tiger and of course crocodiles are there. So it is the largest delta in the world and its name is Sundarban. Okay children, so let us keep it till here today. In the next class we will be doing the rest. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye. Be safe.